Tommy, I guess first of all, what's your outlook and mindset heading into this fall camp?
We got opportunities to get better for the season, I suppose. You only have so many opportunities. I think spring was a great 15, practices, a couple scrimmages in there to help project us, for the season. I think the summer we've really taken advantage of it, and I think this is like the next phase basically before, we actually have teams coming in here to compete with and for us to be sending out, going other places. So get a couple more chances to keep getting better.
Off seasons are always filled with hard work, no matter what college football program. But is there anything different you guys did this off season?
I just think Coach Vegan kind of hit on it there a little bit. I think Coach Herron, he does an amazing job with us, for the physics or the physical aspect of, training. I think we did a great job with conditioning, lifting, all speed-based stuff, explosive-based stuff. But he does a great job with the mental side as well, the training piece, because there's so much about, there's so much mental training that goes into, football, I suppose, because there's so many ups and downs, and just being able to persevere through whatever it might be and train that throughout, the entire year is, you can't replace it. So his efforts into that have been great, and I think that I'm excited to see how guys kind of, use them here coming into the fall for fall camp.
And knowing how close you guys have been the last 2 years, how much does that just impact your mentality these last couple of months and going into this year?
Yeah, each season is completely new. There's so much. There's certainly a carryover with players and with scheme and stuff like that. But I think that obviously people know and they have the confidence to know that we are one of the best teams in the nation, and I think that's the expectation. That's what we're striving for. But there's so much, luck with health and other factors that you can't really, obviously you can prepare, you can be proactive about it, take care of yourself, and obviously we'll preach that, but there's never, guarantee with any of that stuff. So I think it's just, I think with the past couple of years, it's for sure giving us confidence, but it's also, we know how easily that can, be taken away from you. So I think it's just, there's a lot of hunger left still, and, we still got a lot of stuff to prove, so.
You'll probably be able to answer this better in a month or two, but what's different about this team? Do you notice anything that's different just in sort of the identity or makeup of it?
I don't know. I think we have a lot of guys from last year as well. I don't think that we're the same team for sure. I think we have a lot of new additions that have been great pieces, to complete that puzzle. I don't know. I feel like every single team is just a little bit different. And like you said, that month, 2 months in, you can really see, where they're at, like what the difference is. But I think the fall camp will be a good indicator to see where we're at, and how we're kind of different than the last couple of teams. There's not much. There's certainly like physical stress, and there's there's a lot of challenging pieces in the weight room, but there's as I said, there's the mental toughness we've been working on, but there's very little tests, that you don't get to replicate like you do out on the field. So throughout fall camp, we'll see how guys respond, and we'll see kind of what this team's all about.
Go ahead.
Entering year 2 with Sean, I guess how you feeling about that 2 QB system and just another year with him?
I'm excited. I'm glad that he's here for another year. I think last year was extremely exciting, building a relationship with him. I'm super glad that he's still here in that room. I'm continuing to learn from him. He's been a great, leader with some of the younger guys as well. And I'm excited for him to be back for the fall. We missed him in the spring, but I'm excited for him to be back through practice and ready for the season with him, yeah.
Vegan talked about wanting to run you guys a little bit less this year. Is that as simple as kind of play calling differences, or are you going to have to scramble less? Is that something that you've bbeen working on at all?
Yeah, I think it's a lot to do with play call. I think we had quite a lot of designed quarterback runs last year, just because it was unfortunate with all the injuries in the running back room. So we had to adapt in some way, and that's kind of what we went to for quite a few games, a lot of +1 running game with the quarterback. And I think when he talks about that, it's a little bit different with play calling, with what we've been practicing, how we've been preparing, and just growing up, getting to know more and seeing more, just seeing more on the field, getting more experience as it helps you out. So I think mainly it'll be a play call sort of situation. Certainly, scramble, it's always, the defense has always got 7 or 8 guys dropping, and we only have 4 guys running routes. So, the numbers aren't always advantageous. So you know, if you have that opportunity to run, you know, very few times they, you know, account for that, you know, defense coordinator. So it's obviously a huge, something that you won't shy away from. But yeah, there's probably gonna be fewer quarterback runs that are designated like that.
And then adding Julius Davis, what have been your thoughts on him so far?
Yeah, I think Coach Vegan talked about it for a second, but we're excited to get these running backs, all of them in paths, to see, you know, kind of where they're at. I think Julius has done a great job, you know, showing us who he is, like, you know, as a person, you know, growing in our locker room, getting to know guys. I think he's very high character, does things the right way. He's a great, you know, addition to our team in that sense. But I think, like, physically and you know, talent-wise, I think that he'll be great for us. But you know, you can't really say until you get out there on the field. So I'm excited for tomorrow to see what he can do. I'm sure he's excited as well. I think he's, you know, certainly, you know, excited to show what he's got. So, yeah.
You guys had so many injuries last year, but didn't really miss a beat. How much confidence does that give you guys that you can sort of endure that sort of stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just think that it's, you know, just training that mentality of you can persevere through anything, and it's that constant effort and attention to detail, and it's that stuff that we, you know, we drive home week in and week out, and you know, yeah, certainly last year it would have been easy for us to, you know, sink our heads after, or when we started, you know, against that Oregon State there, and we didn't have, you know, one of our running backs really left, or very few, and, you know, just keep on going there into Big Sky play. We had so many injuries in the running back room, which was such, like, you know, we had such depth last year to begin the season, and it was, but I mean, obviously we have guys that were able to step up, you know, lower down in the depth chart, the running back room, that did great. And the rest of the team, you know, we just knew we were going to be persevering. We were going to do our job regardless of what that situation was in that room, and we're going to support the guys that were injured ultimately, because you know, we have people in there that are, you know, far away from home, that are struggling with injuries right now, and so you know, obviously they came here to play football, they came here to be at school, and you know, it's tougher for them to do that stuff. So you got to support those guys as well.
How much, the way you guys practice with all the double rep stuff, how much does that help get a variety of guys ready?
No, I think it does a ton of things. I mean, obviously there's just so much foot contact, there's stress on your body, and that prepares you for the games, but then it teaches you how to play smart, because you can't, like, if you only have a few reps here and there, you can go out, you know, 100%, but that's not what it's like in a game, you know. And so almost getting those reps and seeing it more and more times, and figuring out how to play, you know, with a great effort, but not in an effort that is putting your body, you know, in stress that you could get injured from. It almost trains yourself, you know, how to be safe as you play as well. And so, I mean, I think that's, you know, it's invaluable to talk about how much it helps us.
I know Vegan mentioned Cole being out this year, but I guess bringing the majority of that offensive line back, I guess, how does that feel as a quarterback?
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, I think, you know, we have a great group in there, you know, a lot of really close guys, that give great effort every single day, you know, a lot of trust in them, what they've done this offseason, and they've continued to be, you know, that hungry group that, you know, continues to have stuff to prove. They've done a great job, you know, gaining weight, maintaining weight, being detailed, knowing their assignments. So I'm excited to see, you know, kind of how that relationship continues, and you know, kind of how they meld together again, just kind of through this stress period of fall camp.